This is the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
I'm Stephen A. Hour number 2 of the Stephen A. Smith Show here with you for the next hour or so over the airwaves of ESPN Radio. My boy Boris in Minnesota is telling me, stop yelling, man. We hear you. Well, damn it, I get excited. What can I say? What can I say? But I'm dead serious about that, y'all. I don't want to see no damn Rob Pelinka. Not next Thursday. You are talking about a Lakers franchise. And yes, Boris, I am not yelling. You are talking about a Lakers franchise. Okay? Let's put this in its proper perspective, y'all. Let's put this in its proper perspective. Lakers and the Knicks. Let's put them on. Lakers, last 4 years. 4 years. 27, 21, 17, and 26 victories. That's it. That's what they have. And don't get me started with the New York Knicks. I'm in a mood. 37-17, 32-31. I mean, just the epitome of mediocrity. Lakers had more losing than the New York Knicks over the last 4 years, and somehow, some way, they seem in a much better situation than the Knicks. But that's a story for another day. You the New York Knicks, trade Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony should be a Clipper or a Cleveland Cavalier. Period. End of discussion. And as it pertains to the Los Angeles Lakers, you got a dilemma on your hand. Because the Lakers have got to get this pick right. And you know what the interesting part? When I think about people comparing Lonzo Ball, because I've had NBA scouts tell me, Lonzo Ball think Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd came into the league, couldn't shoot a lick. And ended up being, and he was never a jump shooter, he was a set shooter, but ended up being one of the best shooting point guards we have seen when his career was over. So we look at it from that perspective, and you think about Lonzo Ball, right? And then what you have is a situation where you got to look at it, and you say, okay, here's the interesting thing, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Lonzo Ball, you think Magic, Showtime, floor leader, passer, etc. That's what you think about. Can he be that guy is what I'm saying. That's what you think about. Or you think about Josh Jackson, rather. You know what you think about? Kobe. Can he be that guy? So you're looking for either another Magic or another Kobe. Because Lonzo Ball and Josh Jackson are two individuals that people say have the potential to be those two individuals respectfully or respectively. That's what they say. So I'm looking at it from that perspective, and I'm just wondering. By the way, Jason Kidd shot 35% from three-point range in his career, 34.9 to be exact. He hit 1,988 three-pointers in his career. 1,988. Just want to let you know that. 866-729-ESPN. It's 866-729-3776. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to Chris in L.A. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, man?
Hey, Stephen A., man. It's good to hear your voice again, man. I know it's been a long time. Just want to let you know that I'm keeping you and your family in my prayers, man. I know you've been through a lot over the last week or so.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
No problem, man. So I have two things real quick I want to touch on.
Okay.
Earlier you spoke about Carmelo going to Cleveland. I just, for some reason, I just don't think that's a good fit. Yeah, I know he would have stopped the 28-4 run against Golden State, but I just feel like he doesn't bring anything else to the table, Steve, man. He demands the ball. He doesn't move without the ball. He don't rebound. So even if you threw him out there, you swap him for Kevin Love, they still would have lost in 5, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. And what you said about Lonzo Ball coming, if it's true, like I said, you don't know. You have to go through your sources. But if, in fact, he does show up out of shape, Stephen A., that's a red flag. And I'll tell you why it's a red flag. Because, number one, he knows the spotlight is on him because of his father.
Yep.
So you come in prepared. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Stephen.
Well, and I know, first of all, you're right about his father. That's one element. The other element is that it's the Lakers, man. I mean, it's clear that's who you want to play for. That's who you're starving for. I mean, if there's anything that you should look forward to more, it's working out for the Lakers.
Exactly.
So if you out of shape for them, how can anybody trust you?
Exactly. That's like ESPN offering me a job or give me an interview, and I show up in a tank top and some shorts. Like, come on, I can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be coming prepared.
Well, you wouldn't get hired. I promise you that.
I promise you I wouldn't. But anyways, but yeah, Stephen. So I just want to touch on those two things. I know I got to get ready to run, but it's good talking to you, Stephen A. And I look forward to talking tomorrow too.
No problem.
Some time, so.
Take it easy. Let's go to Rob in the Bronx. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Rob?
Stephen A., what's going on, brother?
Get me off that speakerphone, bro. You got an echo. I don't want my audience to hear the echo. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, how you doing, Stephen
I'm all right, man.
This whole Lonzo Ball thing, I don't know. I mean, it's like Lonzo, to me, I think he kind of acting like a little baby, talking about he don't want to try out for Boston. And I understand you want to go where you want to go, but you should just be happy you going into the NBA. I wouldn't care where I'm going. I'm in the A. Now, I'll get to where I want to go eventually, maybe, but I'm in the A and I made it. And
let me stop you right there, Rob. You know why I want you to give Lonzo a pass on that?
Why?
Because he's only this way because the Lakers have the number 2 pick. So he literally has a chance to get what he would want ideally. But he declared himself eligible for the draft before he even knew the Lakers had the number 2 pick. And so when you look at it from that perspective, along with the projection that he would be a top 3 pick in the NBA draft, he didn't know that he was going to have a shot at being a Laker before he declared himself eligible. So he might be doing this only because that would influence others to step back, thus facilitating him ultimately becoming a Laker, which is what he wants most. Can't knock him for that. Eli Manning did it.
And if I recall, Lonzo Ball, sports now, you're not judged on what you did all year. You're judged in games that matter. That last game, Lonzo Ball didn't do really
he
much
got
of
destroyed.
Anything.
He got destroyed by De'Aaron Fox.
Exactly. So for you to get destroyed in a game that mattered, where they needed you most, and now you're demanding where you want to go.
Well, he's not demanding anything. In fairness to him, he's not demanding anything. He's just letting everybody know what his preference is. Because he's from that area.
As far as that whole Canelo Alvarez, I'm going with you, Stephen A. Triple G and Canelo, because I want to see a fight that's based on competition, not exhibition.
Yeah.
And I feel the whole Mayweather and Conor McGregor, that's like Rocky fighting Hulk Hogan. It's like it's entertaining, but I want to see competition. And Triple G and Canelo, they're going to bring out the best competition in each other and in boxing.
Gotcha.
And as far as Cleveland, LeBron, I still say he's the king. I still say he did all he could do, but
he doesn't deserve any criticism, man. He doesn't deserve any criticism.
Kevin Durant is a problem. He was unstoppable, and Steph Curry, I just think like he did a lot of the little things to help Golden State win.
I got you. I got you, Rob.
All right, Steve.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Let's go to JP in Brooklyn. You're live with Stephen A. Go ahead, JP. JP. Let's go to Marvin in Connecticut. You're live with Stephen A. Go ahead, Marvin.
Stephen A., how you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
All right. I just wanted to say I want to give my deepest condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
Long time listener.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
Go ahead.
Do you think Carmelo Anthony has the mental capacity of a champion to play over there with Cleveland?
I don't think you require to have the mental capacity of a champion to answer your question directly. I think that Carmelo Anthony would be a huge asset to LeBron James, no question about it. And I think that LeBron James obviously would help elevate him. I don't think Carmelo is required to have what he's required to have in New York, and quite frankly, he's come up short from having. I don't think that's required in Cleveland. I think in Cleveland, he can be who he is. He'd have to play more defense, but he'd have to play less offense, meaning carrying the load of being the number one option. And I think that he'd fit in nicely because LeBron would see to it.
Okay, another thing, too, is, I agree with that, but I think if Carmelo was to go over to Cleveland, I think they would have to get rid of Lou and possibly trying to bring in Mark Jackson.
I don't think they would have to get rid of Lou. I personally think Lou's a good coach. There were some errors that I thought that he made. I don't understand why Derek Williams didn't get more playing time. I don't understand how you could not have kept squeezed Channing Frye in there. I looked at some of the things that they did, and I wish they could have done better. But the bottom line is Luke can coach. Lou's a champion as a coach, and he deserves the opportunity to continue to coach. In his 2 seasons, or his season and a half coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's won a championship, and he went back to the finals and lost the second championship. That's not anything to sneeze at. And I don't think that, as much as I love Mark Jackson and as much as I think he deserves to be a head coach in this league and would deserve the job if Tyronn Lue did not have it, okay, and I think that Mark Jackson to some degree is being blackballed because it makes no sense to me why he's not getting interviewed for jobs, considering the job he did in Golden State. Mark Jackson would not have made a difference with Cleveland versus Golden State. Golden State is just too high-powered right now. And Cleveland didn't have the personnel to beat them.
Okay, one more question.
Sure.
What do you think the 3 things Carmelo would have to work on before going to Cleveland?
Defense, not holding the ball, getting rid of his shot quicker, which I think would be an easy transition for him because he'll have more open shots with LeBron James creating those open shots for him by penetrating and dishing the ball out. I think that, and I think that helping to become a better leader. Being more vocal, rather, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. Thank you, Stephen A. God bless and hold your head, all right?
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Means a lot to all of y'all. Reach out to me and express your heartfelt condolences on behalf of my losing my mother. I really, really appreciate it. That's all I can really say.
You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Back to the phones we go. Right there in the Stephen A. Smith Show. I mean, Jason Tatum out of Duke, Malik Monk out of Kentucky, guys like that. I'm hoping one of those guys lands to the Knicks at number 8 so the Knicks could have something. I mean, what do you want me to say? I can't expect anything for the Knicks as long as Phil Jackson's here, trying to get everybody to run the triangle. But he don't want to coach it no more because his hips are bad. Too bad to coach, sit on the bench and coach, but not bad enough to sit in the stands for the game every home game. Not bad enough to travel to L.A. to see Shaq get a statue. But too bad for him to sit on the bench and coach this damn offense that he wants everybody to run. Oh, I'm in a good mood for the moment. Let me just get through it. Let's go to Tony and Cali. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Tony?
Hey, Stephen A. Smith. Pleasure to talk to you, and I want to say prayers are with you and will continue to be with you in this time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Definitely. And I want to first off agree with you. Phil, with the whole thing with the Lakers, I want to see Johnson there. His stamp of approval has to be there. This pick is too important. The last year, it's iffy. The year before, iffy. This is the 3rd year you're getting the number 2 pick. It has to be right, and it has to have that stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Second, we also have that 28th pick that we're not talking too much about. And I wanted to throw a scenario at you and see if you kind of see it or what they could do with it. Obviously, the 20th pick was possibly to use as trade bait or possibly just something to fill in. What the thing is, the pick has to get right. So they were thinking of Fultz, Ball, Jackson. Now, what if they took one of those, but they actually took that 28th pick? And since we're kind of unsure about Russell, some are unsure, I see potential with him. And people are very unsure about...
I got to interrupt you because you sound real bad. I appreciate the call, Tony. Thank you so much. But I got the message. I hear where you're coming from. We're going to have to see. And it's really all about what Magic Johnson wants. And the pick is going to tell us about what Magic Johnson's looking for. Because you could get a guy like Josh Jackson, or you could get a guy like Lonzo Ball because you're thinking about yourself and you're thinking about the point guard that you were, and you're thinking about how that orchestration led to Showtime being Showtime and what that was like. I don't blame Magic Johnson for that. I'm just saying that I need to see Magic Johnson and hear from Magic Johnson when this pick is made, because that's the only thing that's going to make me have confidence in it. That's just the way it goes. I need to see his face. I need to see his eyes. I need to listen to him speak, because I know Magic. And I know how he is when he's real excited about a talent. And I'm going to be able to listen to him and tell whether or not he is sure about the pick he makes. I'm going to need to listen to him. Jake, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Hey, Stephen A. It's great to talk to you again, man.
Thank you, bro.
I just want to tell you again, hey, condolences to you and your family. Prayers and love going out to you guys.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you, bro. Go ahead, man.
Listen, I just want to touch on this whole idea with the Carmelo going to Cleveland. I just don't feel like Carmelo is getting enough respect here because I hear a lot of people talking about how it wouldn't be a good fit or it wouldn't even make the Cavs better. And I just completely disagree with that because this man is a great player. I mean, he really is. And I don't think he's getting enough credit. I mean, he's been on some really bad Knicks teams these past few years, period. And adding him to the Cavs, I mean, because you look at Kevin Love, he kind of has to be fed the ball. Carmelo can create his own offense. He's a prolific scorer. And I just feel like him going there would be such a great addition, and I don't understand why people don't understand that.
Well, because they're too busy looking at that Carmelo Anthony as the individual talent, and they're not looking at Carmelo Anthony paired with LeBron. They're not seeing the upside from that, and it's very disrespectful to LeBron to Carmelo, if I'm being quite honest, because I just don't understand it. I really, really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
No, I totally agree, and I mean, I know it looked kind of lopsided based on the numbers. Yeah, the Cavs lost in 5, but that series should have been 2-2 going back to Golden State. They blew it in Game 3.
I can't say that because even if they had won Game 3, then maybe Golden State would have came out and played better in Game 4.
Well, that's a good point.
You remember Golden State won Game 4 last year after Cleveland won Game 3.
Right,
we keep forgetting that.
Well, I just feel like if they do get Melo next year, you darn sure it's not going to be over in 5. I'm not saying they will beat the Warriors next year, but I think they can contend at least if they get him next year.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Of course they're going to contend because they got LeBron. That's all that matters.
Guess what? You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it! As an aside, I've been flummoxed with, personal stuff, and then, of course, getting to the NBA Finals. Don't think for 1 second I haven't seen what's been going on with the New York Yankees. This kid, Aaron Judge, this dude is something else, man. 22 home runs, 49 RBIs, a 341 batting average, a 714 slugging percentage, a 1.162 on base plus slugging percentage. I mean, can y'all wait to see this dude in the home run derby? I can't. But I want to make sure I point this out to everybody that's listening. I don't give a damn how Aaron Judge looks. That's no excuse not to go after Bryce Harper. Have them both. Have them both. And keep Sanchez too. I mean, look, man. You look. If Aaron Judge, just because Aaron Judge is smacking home runs all over the place, don't mean you don't need to go out and get and Bryce Harper. And do I think Bryce Harper is worth $400 million? Yes. Yes. Because when you can ball plus your box office, I like that. I really, really like that. Forget that nonsense. I know everybody talking about, Aaron Judge. I mean, have you seen him? He's sensational. Oh, my God. I mean, he's the best. We don't need any Bryce Harper. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop that nonsense right now. I don't want to hear that. Bryce Harper, a bad boy, man. Bryce Harper's a bad somebody. And I want him on my team if I can have him. And oh, by the way, 16 home runs with the same amount of RBIs and batting .316. That ain't too damn shabby for one of the best players in the game. And by the way, Bryce Harper's 24. What's the problem? Figure it out. You get Bryce Harper. You get Bryce Harper. And I see United New York Yankees can be, we're the Yankees. It's not about the number. It's not about the name on the back. It's about the name on the front. And all of this stuff and wanting to cut your facial hair. Man, I don't want to hear that. If Bryce Harper want to walk around with a beard, let him. Let him. What the hell you trying to tell me? You gonna miss out on Bryce Harper because he rocks a goatee or a beard? Have you lost your mind? All right, figure it out. Get them both. Okay, they both playing right field. Put one of them in left. One of them DH. I don't care what you figure it out, Joe Girardi. Figure it out. We ain't all this nonsense. Get them both. If you can. Get them both. If you can. 866-729-ESPN. That's 866-729-3776. Back to the phones we go. Mike in Denver. What's going on, big bro? How are you? How's the family, man? What's going on?
Man, the family doing good, but Fatty had a setback. He in rehab again, but he gonna be all right. But man, first of all, we want to say condolences to your family and prayers to you, man.
Thank you, bro.
For your loss.
I appreciate that, man.
Now we got that. Hey, two quick things. I want to talk about the Golden State. I picked him to win like that.
Yep.
I would like to see Carmelo go to Cleveland for one reason, Stephen A.
Why?
This time next year, we'll be having the same conversation. The Golden State will run through them too, Stephen A.
You think they'd run through them? See, here's my thing, Mike. Carmelo, the way I look at it, you're LeBron. When have you had that dude that's 6'8" that can create his own shot if he had to? Where you could go to the bench. Like, you got to remember, they're a +7 when LeBron James was on the floor in Game 4. They were -12 without him. I mean, this dude makes that much of a difference. If you've got Melo and Kyrie spelling for you when you on the bench, that bodes well for you, man.
I got you. Oh, don't get it wrong, man. I love Carmelo Anthony. He's one of the he got to be in the top 3 pure scorers in the league. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. Oh, he getting a bad rap, man. Me and you know, we know basketball. We know what Carmelo gonna do. But the thing is, Stephen A. I don't think 1 year they're going to gel together to beat Golden State. Might get them the year after that. But Kevin Durant going to Golden State, he ain't had to do nothing because he wanted to play that way all the way. What hurt the lead with Golden State is to keep talking about all that scoring, man. They play defense, Stephen A.
They do play great defense, but you also got to remember. Stop. I want you to consider something, Mark. You got to remember. Take LeBron out of the equation because he's just a category in and of himself because of the physical freak of nature that he is. Let's get over that, okay? Who did Golden State have the most trouble with?
They don't have trouble with Kyrie.
No. Kyrie, right?
Yeah.
Why did they have trouble with Kyrie?
Main reason why they got trouble with Kyrie Irving is because good as a coach as Steve Kerr is, and I like what he do, I don't think Klay Thompson got no business trying to check Kyrie.
No. I disagree with you there. I think that Klay Thompson is a better defender than most. But here's what I'm trying to say to you, Mike. They have a problem. See, if you are just spotting up and shooting, they transition from the paint and the post out to the wing better than anybody. You know what Golden State has trouble with? When you straight up and you going at them in isolations. Now, that's not what beats them. But what I'm saying is it's what they have trouble with. And one guy in Kyrie Irving ain't going to be enough. But if you have Carmelo, you ain't getting on a 28-4 run. You ain't going to sit there and blow him out of the building like that. And more importantly, with a player, an offensive-minded individual like Carmelo, you can't key on LeBron like you did. You can't even key on Kyrie like you did. Kevin Love can shoot. But Kevin Love can't create his own shot. That's the difference. I'm not saying it would be enough to beat Golden State. I'm saying, you know what I'm trying to say? We'd still be playing this NBA Finals. It wouldn't be over. It wouldn't be over in 5.
I like that. I like that analogy.
All right.
I like that.
I know you do. I'm your boy, Mike. I know you like it.
I know. On the problem, my guy, Stephen A. I just think LeBron demands the ball too much, man. Especially when the game get on the line. He'll
give it to Melo. He'll give it to his boys. He didn't demand it that much when he was playing with D Wade.
But is he gonna give it to him, Stephen A?
He's gonna give it
enough time on that shot clock.
He's gonna give it to him, bro. He's gonna give it to him.
Okay, we're gonna hold it. We're gonna reserve
We'll
this
see if
for
it happens.
You know we're gonna be at it. Man, I love you, man. Get back to the show because I love listening just as much as I love talking.
Appreciate
you,
bro.
I love you with all my heart, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Shakira in New Jersey. You live with Stephen A. How you doing?
How you doing, Stephen A?
Hey.
Just want to give you condolences as well. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you so much.
My issue with Carmelo is, in his prime, did he not have a whole starting five of all-star, which included AI in Denver, and he could not get the job done?
Stop right there.
So,
Stop right there. Who'd they lose to?
Right.
Shaq and Kobe. You forgot about that?
Right. You're right.
Okay?
You're right.
And then not only that, you have to remember, he had Chauncey Billups. He had he didn't have Iverson, not when Chauncey. Their most successful run was when he had Chauncey, because Chauncey's a real point guard and Allen Iverson was a scoring guard. He was really a two guard. He just was in a point guard's body. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that Carmelo has never had that team. He has never been on a team where, okay, we just need you. We got everything else. That's never been Carmelo, ever. And I know he holds the ball too much. And I know he holds the ball too much. And I know he doesn't play good enough defense a lot of times. I get all of that. The reason why I say there's validation to be excited is the notion of Melo playing with LeBron. That changes everything. That's just me.
Guess what? You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it! NBA player Sebastian Telfair out of Brooklyn, New York, pulled over by cops Sunday morning. 3 handguns, a semi-automatic rifle. All of the guns were loaded, by the way, according to the police. 2 bags of pot. And body armor, like a bulletproof vest or whatever it was. I don't know. I mean, damn. I hope he's all right. His brother's on the record saying he's just going through stuff. He didn't have any malicious intent. I guess that's his way of saying it. You know, his brother was just looking to protect himself. So, because clearly somebody's got malicious intent against him if he's walking around with that much body armor and guns and all that other stuff. Let's pray for him. Hope everything works out. Back to the phones we go at 866-729-ESPN. Eddie, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call, Stephen A.
Go ahead, buddy.
Fast forward into summertime 2018 with LeBron James rumored to maybe play in L.A. with the Lakers, PG-13 rumored to maybe play in L.A. with the Lakers. Would drafting Lonzo Ball at number 2 in this year's draft maybe scare away future superstars from wanting to actually play in L.A., especially with the sideshow is LeVar Ball?
So, no. Don't say especially with it. Are you saying it would dissuade them because of LeVar Ball, or LeVar Ball is just one of the many reasons?
Well, one of the reasons. I mean, especially with his comments about
No. I don't want to go too long. I understand what you're saying about LeVar. I get that. But what I'm asking you is, are you asking me if stars would be reluctant to come to L.A. if they were to draft Lonzo because of his dad? Is that what you're asking?
Exactly my question. Yes, sir.
I don't think so. Because in the eyes of the stars, they are stars, and the person that has something to prove is his son, not them. So I don't think that would scare them at all.
Gotcha. Appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. CB in Pasadena, you're live with Stephen A. What's up, man? Talk to me.
Hey, Stephen, 17 straight threes, A. Smith. You know, LeBron was extraterrestrial in his superb display of expertise of pro basketball in those finals. A great display of miraculous shots and passing. You know, on a 1 to 10 scale, some of the shots were a 10. A lot of the dunks in the series were reminiscent of Dr. J, Iguodala, when he took off.
But CB, what are you trying to say? Because I know you're going to praise LeBron James. I got that part. But what is it that you want the listeners to know?
Okay, what I'd like to know is this, and I want the listeners to know is this. This is the elephant in the room. Can you ask me, after Warriors won it, I heard Stephen A. Smith, I know you're politically correct, the Warriors have skipped the celebratory visit to the White House. In this political correct environment we live in, with Colin Kaepernick making his stand and views, I wonder what this statement says. To me, it makes sports sometimes inconsequential.
Well, it does. Well, here's where I would disagree with you, CB. I think it makes sports very consequential, because I think if the Warriors elected to boycott the White House or to shun the White House visit, I think in this case, ironically, it would be strength in numbers because it's not one individual we're talking about like a James Harrison or a Tom Brady or somebody. We're talking about a team. We're talking about an organization that's taking a stance because they're uncomfortable with the environment that we're living in, how they may believe, not the administration, but this particular individual as president of the United States, they may consider him divisive in terms of his rhetoric. Me personally, I'm not going to comment about his policies and whatever. I just don't know enough about it to know. I don't like what I've read. I don't like some of the things that I see, but that's every president. What I never expected was for a 70-year-old man who happens to be president of the United States acting like a teenager. That is what has to stop. You have to recognize it can't be all about you. It has to be about us. You represent the American people, all of us. And there's over 300 million of us. And we need you to be serious, focused, and responsible on anything you consider to be, even if it's just you consider to be in the best interest of America. It can't be what's in the best interest of you. Because if that's what it's about, then you have no business in that position. Excuse me?
You're correct. Yeah, and so they may pass on, the presidential.
They may pass.
Yeah,
they may pass.
And I know.
All right, man.
I know. Okay.
I appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Let's go to Sam in Long Island. You're live with Stephen A. Go ahead, Sam.
Stephen A. Smith.
Go ahead, buddy.
My condolences to you and your family. First off.
Thank you.
Stephen A.
Go ahead.
I think if Carmelo Anthony goes to the Cavs, I think, before, when they were talking about it before, it would have been Carmelo's just jumping onto a champion. But if Carmelo would have joined now, I think he would be a big reason why they would be able to get past the Warriors next year. So I think it would be a great look for him, and I think LeBron would, like you said, would make him better. So that's something I hope Carmelo does entertain, and maybe now Cleveland.
I don't think he would turn it down. I think Cleveland has to be willing to do it. I'm telling you, Carmelo would go with LeBron to Cleveland. Carmelo would do it. I don't know if Cleveland would do it, but Carmelo would do it. Cleveland needs to make a move, and I think the move is going to be trading Kevin Love. I got to run. I appreciate the call. Doug, you're live with Stephen A. Real quick, Doug, go ahead.
Hey, Stephen A., how you doing?
I'm great. Go ahead, real quick, buddy.
Okay, I'm quick. Anyway, I know it's redundant, but my condolences as well.
Thank you.
My big thing has always been, people talk about the parity being, a big problem with the NBA, but then when Kevin went to the Warriors, people start talking about parity not being, considered, but it's not the players' fault. It's not even their job, right? Why do they always blame the players for a lack of parity?
Well, it's not the players' fault for a lack of parity. It's usually an organizational issue, Doug. I appreciate the call. You're absolutely right. It's usually an organizational issue. What I would say, however, in this particular instance, Kevin Durant was a free agent, free to go wherever he wanted, had a multitude of offers, including championship offers, places where he could compete for a championship. And he decided to join the team that beat him just a month earlier. That's unfortunate in my eyes because it dramatically shifted the balance of power, and we saw what happened. But he's still a champion. He's still one of the greatest players on the planet, and we can't take that away from him today. I'll holler at y'all in 22 hours. This is Stephen A. signing off. Peace and love.
That's just a sample of what you'll hear on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM Channel 80 and the ESPN app.